was on my motorcycle, which I actually like to say out loud because I never thought I'd get a motorcycle because I'm a bad driver. I've actually been in 2 wrecks this year. The last one I hit the, what's the big car where if you hit it everybody gets angry at you? A hearse. A hearse. They were angry. They all jumped out there. I was like, everybody calm down. I didn't kill him. So, but I am not a good driver. And so I knew my wife would say no, but that's what God knew what he was doing when he gave us family. Because I waited for my family around. I was like, hey, can I get a motorcycle? And my wife was like, no, because you'll wreck and you'll die and I'll have to marry someone else. And thankfully my mother-in-law was like, I'll buy you one. So we pulled up to the grocery store, me and my youngest Xander, and we got off the bike, and there was this big, huge Harley dude leaning up against he had a big Harley, and he was leaning up there smoking a cigarette. I mean, this guy was, you know what I'm talking about, the big, like, he's maybe, I don't know, 320 pounds, he's like 5'7", okay? Yeah. I wanted to just walk over and stand next to him so we looked like the number 10, just like... And I thought my son was going to run over and go, hey, my dad has a bike. My son will say, and we had just had a conversation of how smoking is really bad for you. And I realized that halfway there, I was like, oh no. He ran up to this huge Harley dude. He was like, you're going to die. You're smoking. You're going to die. You're a bad man. We're going to play badminton with you. We're like, but that's where it's good to be like a quick thinker. Like, I just ran over and I was like, excuse me, sir, I don't know what he just said, but his dad told me to come get him. His name is Tim Hawkins, look it up. So it is, that's why I value my wife. My wife is the most, I mean, Tim and I both have just great wives. My wife is smart, she's almost too smart though, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but any other husbands in here, like you don't like to argue with your wife because you don't like looking words up? Anybody else? My wife is like, your problem is you're too assiduous when dealing with contravention. You need to resolve and commute those wrongdoings and exonerate those around you. And I was like, oh. I know you are, but what am I? So I'm glad to have her help. It's just so amazing. Like, because I think kids are smarter nowadays. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that. But, you know, another example, I was in my office the other day and my 9-year-old came in and he was like, hey Dad, I totally forgot my password to my FTP site, but I created a cartoon I want to upload to Timmy. And I was like, what? Thankfully, my oldest was like, Trent, what do we say about using big words in front of Dad? And I couldn't even argue because when I was 9, I wasn't uploading cartoons. When I was 9, let's be honest, I was like, this glue tastes good. The only thing I uploaded is once when I was 10, I got a crayon stuck in my nose. It was horrible too because we couldn't afford to go to the doctor. And my dad was like, hey, stand outside, it's hot, it'll melt. So, but it is, and so that's why like, I feel like kids are smarter nowadays. That's why we're never going to homeschool our kids because I'm never going to be able to do that. First of all, I'm not going back and learning all 38 states. There's no way. I am not good at geometry, and but it is. So that's why, that's why God knew what family was about. And you know, we love talking about being married because it is a blessing from God. I met my wife at a Christian college. If you're single, go to a Christian college, because especially if you're a guy, because it is easy to pick up girls. No, because you can use Christian pickup lines like, excuse me, I believe your rib belongs to me. Don't write that down. I will give you some advice though if you want to write something down. Like when you get married, know that women do weird stuff that men don't do. Like I wasn't prepared the first week we were married because like my wife came out of women at night put stuff on their face and in their hair. I guess to preserve them through the night. Like, at least tell me, because the first week I was married, my wife came out of the bathroom. I didn't even recognize her. I was like, whoa, hi. Greetings. It's like, should I take you to my leader? And she was like, idiot, I am your leader. So, because Tim is right. Women are amazing. Women are, multitasking is, my wife's the same way. My wife can be in a kitchen. She can have a kid on one hip. She can be cooking dinner. She can be doing our taxes, talking on the phone, feeding her chickens on Farmville. Meanwhile, I'm in the living room and I'm nervous because I have a drink in one hand and a remote control in the other. Afraid I'm going to take a sip and the volume's going to go up. Because women they do so much work. I didn't realize how much work has to be done around the house. So my wife started doing that, you know, and I think that's why nobody makes a big deal when women do anything. And when men finally work, they put up orange cones and a huge sign that says, "Caution, men